how to work with Chaos Dragon Elementals. This is the video you have been waiting for, my friends, and we are about to dive into all of that and more. But first, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Hannah, and I help people to own their powers and step into the driver's seat of their own lives. Today, we're going to be doing that by learning the best way to kind of harness the power of the Chaos Dragons. I don't even know if harness is the best word, because you can't really harness the power of the Chaos Dragons because they're Chaos Dragons, right? But when you can identify their energy and ways in which they can help you, it makes your life, ironically, a little less chaotic. So hopefully we can do that in this video. First, what are the Chaos Dragons? In essence, they are the 8th dragon elemental, the element of chaos. They hold that elemental frequency of chaos. And this, in essence, is kind of both polarities of duality reality simultaneously existing together. That is chaos. What do they look like? So, as I always say, every dragon is different. There is no cut and dry sort of definition that, for example, a green dragon's gonna be an earth dragon, or a yellow dragon's gonna be an air dragon, or something like that. Every dragon's different. That being said, there are patterns that I've noticed among dragon appearances and certain elementals. But chaos dragons, unlike the others, they seem to be the least likely to follow any sort of pattern. In fact, chaos dragons, not only like just speaking in terms of color, but appearance. I find it very common for chaos dragons not even to look like dragons at all. You may think that you have a different creature on your hands, for example, and then, oh, poof, it turns out to be a chaos dragon kind of pulling your leg. They, more so than any other kind of dragon, in my experience, are shapeshifters, and they enjoy the fluidity of their forms. But I will say I have noticed personally some patterns with chaos dragons that they a lot of times like purple or black, or purple and black together. Just something I've noticed, but again, that's not always going to be the case. And honestly, it's not even the case that often. It's just a pattern that I've noticed personally. Let me know if you've noticed any patterns with the Chaos Dragons in the comments. I would love to hear about it. So where to find the Chaos Dragons? They find you, my friend. The Chaos Dragons find you. If you are going to work with the Chaos Dragons, you'll know they will find you and they will make it obvious. They may play some tricks on you, play some games with you, they'll troll you, and likely you will actually be receptive to that energy. Otherwise, they wouldn't have come to you in the first place. That being said, places they like to hang out, obviously chaotic places. Things that come to mind are places where there is a lot of conflict or chaos, like train stations specifically. I used to live in Japan, and the train stations during rush hour, oh my God, I bet there were so many chaos dragons there. They eat that stuff up. Also creative places where people are creating. They love that creative energy. It is very much chaos energy, actually. So, places where people are getting together for plays or concerts, or just writing together, stuff like that. There's going to probably be a lot of chaos dragons around, kind of inspiring and playing. Now that you know a little bit more about the chaos dragons, how can they help us? We're going to go into 7 different ways to kind of work with them and how they can help us. One, and probably the most important, my favorite, is that chaos dragons can help you learn to embrace the dragon trial. And if you do not know what I'm referring to, I'd encourage you to check out this video up here on dragon trials. In essence, these are tower moments or dark nights of the souls, really challenging periods of time when all that you've learned is kind of put to the test. And chaos dragons, they love the dragon trial, my friend. They love it. And they will help you, if you call on them, really not only survive your dragon trials, but thrive and learn to love the energy of the dragon trial. Because even those of us that are well versed in the dragon trials, I feel we still are just like, oh, not another dragon trial. I hate this, blah, blah, blah. If you work with the chaos dragons long enough, you will learn to feed off of the dragon trials, okay? 2, creativity. If you are creating in any capacity, whether you're like baking something, whether you are making music, whether you're writing something, whether you're even just like coloring, or you're coming up with business ideas, creating in any capacity, call upon the chaos dragons and they will help you supercharge your creations, okay? They love creating, and they can bring some really, really beautiful ideas. I myself am a writer, and oh my gosh, the chaos dragons have given me some of the best plot twists, okay? I'll be like writing something, I'll think it's gonna go one way, and then boom, chaos dragon attack. Surprise, there's a huge plot twist, and it blows my mind every time. I couldn't write what I write on my own. So 3, chaos magic. So you can research more on chaos magic if that's not something you're familiar with, but if you're doing any form of chaos magic, call upon the chaos dragons. Obviously, they got chaos in their name too. They would love to kind of guide you through. And the way they guide you is probably going to be very different from the ways other dragons may guide you, because they are chaos. And if they're helping you create chaos, it's going to feel very chaotic. It's very intuitive, I would say, much more so than some of the practices, other like witchy practices and working with other dragon elementals. Very intuitive and spontaneous chaos dragon magic. So 4, shadow work and inner child work, because really inner child work just is shadow work, shall we say. But what they love to do is help you integrate these parts of yourself that you've lost, your shadow, your inner child, parts that you aren't seeing. They will illuminate that for you. They'll make sure that you see it, because they love the chaos of what happens, you know, when this big boss that you've kind of been ignoring just like comes up and you can't help but see it anymore, and you have to face it and you have to integrate it. They will help you kind of call back these parts of yourself, because they can see, as chaos dragons, they can see like all different timelines, all different realities, and they can help you kind of bring order to that chaos. Ironically, they hold both polarities of chaos and order if you will allow them to. But they also want you to know, they want me to add this, in order for order to happen, you have to first embrace the chaos and the messiness of it. When you can truly go into the chaos and embrace that, then true order can be born. 5, this is for all my reality shifters out there. If you are a reality shifter, guess what? Chaos dragons are your best friend, or they're about to be, because like I said in the last point, they love seeing into all the different realities and all the different timelines and stuff. And they love reality shifting because it's so chaotic. It just shouldn't be, right? That people can like go to different realities, to different timelines at will, and then come back to the reality and the timeline that they left. That shouldn't be in you know, the world of order and structure. That's why chaos dragons love it. And because they are so good at shape shifting and world hopping and moving between these dimensions, they know exactly what is needed to help you shift. Whether you're trying to visit a fictional world or whether you're trying to make changes in this one, in this reality. 6, reprogramming your mind. They would love to help you reprogram your mind, because if you've noticed, probably your mind is very chaotic. I feel like most people's minds are a very chaotic place, especially in this day and age where we have like no attention spans, right? And we're constantly like scrolling. They would love to help you take that chaos, that mess, and actually create something from it. Create something desirable. You know, you can make the chaos work for you. And that's what they want to teach you to do. So if you are noticing, for example, that you're having like a lot of depression and dark nights of the soul, you can call upon the chaos dragons to kind of help you reprogram your mind and give you different thoughts that you wouldn't normally think under the energy of, let's say, depression. Like when you're depressed, like maybe you think, oh, I don't want to do anything today. I don't feel like it. What's the point? Everything's hopeless. And this plays on repeat, right? Well, chaos dragons are happy to imbue their chaotic energy in there and be like, well, what would happen if instead of believing that, you believed that you could do anything and that you could love everything right now in the present moment? And they can be like some really freaking awesome life coaches, let's say. I'll leave it at that. 7, quantum healing, okay? I talk about this more on my website because I actually just opened up one-off quantum healing sessions. You can check out more on ownyourpowers.com. And I talk more at length about quantum healing at ownyourpowers.com. But essentially what this is it's like healing on all levels. Most of us, what we're trying to do when we heal, even when we're spiritual people, we're not getting every single level and layer. We are usually just attacking the surface levels. Or maybe we're attacking the subconscious levels without the surface levels. Like usually there's something that we're missing. And that's where quantum healing can actually come in and help you heal on all levels, on all timelines, in all dimensions. And so the chaos dragons, just like they help with shifting, they can help with this quantum healing because they can see easily like where you are not healed, like in which reality that lies, in which timeline that lies. And they will like bring this back. And I just see an image of them kind of like sewing together timelines and realities to create wholeness and empowerment for you in this present moment. It is very powerful stuff. And if you have no idea what quantum healing is and would like to learn more, like again, check out ownyourpowers.com. We can do this together. We'll play with some chaos dragons together. And that being said, finally, I'm going to wrap up this video, but I also just want to caution people. I haven't talked about chaos dragons for a while because this energy honestly isn't for everyone. If you're unsure of whether or not this is for you, you might want to check out the last video I did up here on 7 signs that you may have a chaos dragon guide that can tell you if you might be a match to this frequency and this energy. But even if you are, it can be a bit much sometimes, shall we say. It can be very disorienting and it can be dangerous even when people are playing with this without fully understanding it and having experience with it. So if this is something you are wanting to explore and you want to work with the chaos dragons, but you're like, I'm a little scared to cross that line myself, guess what? The House of the Spirit Dragon doors are currently open as of posting this video, and I would love to have you join us there. We're going to be working with chaos dragons all month, and even if you're seeing this in the future, know that there are recordings available so you can revisit those chaos dragon month readings anytime. All I'll say on that is we're going to take the chaos of everything we've been through for the past months and years, even this hell, these dragon trials, all these losses, all this pain, all this separation, the illness. We're going to take all of that crap and all of that chaos. We're going to create something with it with the help of the chaos dragons. And I'm really, really excited to see where that goes. And if you are excited and this is getting you jazzed, again, I would love to have you there. The link to the House of the Spirit Dragon will be in the description below. So let me know, friends, have you worked with the chaos dragons? I would love to hear it. And as always, if you want to support me and my work, you want to get this dragon knowledge out to other people, we would love you forever if you could like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated when I post on my super erratic, chaotic schedule, because I work with the chaos dragons, right? But yeah, of course, me and the dragons will love you forever anyways. And we are sending you much love and chaos and creativity on your journey today and every day moving forward, my friend. Until next time, stay powerful.